Hello everybody, my name is Mert, and today I am checking out City of Brass. This is a first-person roguelite experience which is currently free on the Epic Games Store. I encourage you to check it out if it interests you. I played a lot of this before. You may see in the top left I am rank 30. I probably have about 10 to 12 hours in this game because this was already an offering on the Epic Games Store, and I quite enjoyed my time, so I wanted to show it off for anyone who may be interested. A quick look at the options. There are some stream settings, so if you are a streamer, you can apparently have some chat interactivity. I have no idea how that works, so I'm not really going to say much more than that. There's a journal here. It says all the enemies, traps, weapons, you know, and there's some options as well. I don't quite know what adjusting the safe zone is. It doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, okay, I figured it out now. I don't know why, but I was pressing buttons earlier and it wasn't working. So it just changes the screen size, as well as key bindings and controls. And yeah, there's not much else to say here, just a pretty standard settings menu. So there's, as it being a roguelite, there's a lot of different characters. You start off with the Fool, as you may expect, and you start out with like a sword, a whip, and some armor. It seems that the Traveler has a different whip. And then there's other classes such as Soldier, Brigand, which is more for throwing knives, if I remember correctly. The Hellion is a Genie, which is more melee focused. And then there's the Revenant, who is a little skeleton gremlin who shoots with a crossbow. But to get the actual experience of the game, we're going to play as the Fool, because you start off with only the Fool, if I remember correctly. You can also add some burdens or blessings to make your game slightly easier or harder, depending on how you're feeling. Apparently, to unlock this last burden, I need to die to traps 5 more times. I don't intend on doing that, so maybe I won't unlock it. And it's loading the first level, generating the first level. So, as mentioned, this is a roguelite. It appears I have 3 lamps in the top left. I don't really remember a whole lot. This will be my first time playing this game in maybe 2 to 3 years. I don't even know. But I'm pretty certain you can just warp to level 10 using 3 lamps. That's what it looks like right here. The Mansions of Madness, the Cells of Despair, the Garden of Reflection. But, of course, we're just going to start with a standard run. It looks like you get an item right away. Iron Constitution. I think that gave me an extra HP. Drink Potion, Nectar of Time. What is this? You can press J. The world around you will slow to a crawl while you remain fast as ever. So that would be the journal. And I guess I'm already using it. There's a trap right there that I already managed to dodge. And this is a shopkeeper, Abzul the Trafficker. You'll get quite a bit of money, but unfortunately we start off with none, at least with this current loadout. So, in this game you have a whip on your left hand and a sword on your right. The whip is good for stunning enemies, but it doesn't actually do damage, if I remember correctly. You can also use it to loot stuff. So there's a jar that I just picked up. I don't even know what it did. Another Nectar of Time. Distillate of the Storm. I believe this makes it so you have a AoE effect around you, and that is indeed how that went down. You might only be able to have one item or one juice on at a time, I guess. Another thing that is very important in this game is you're going to be looting a lot of currency. As you can see, you find it on the ground, in chests, on tables. It seems you're always auto-running with one of my settings. I don't know what these do. Eliminates the effects of entanglement or pads of silence. Though you run as if your life depends on it, your feet shall make no sound. Let's buy that, I guess. You'll have 100 gold left over. I don't think that merchant disappears at all, so you can always go back. You always need to watch out for traps. I'm already taking some ludicrous damage. I don't know if I'm just bad. That's probably what it is, but what does this do? Disable traps for 500 gold with that Genie. You can also whip on to these grapple points, and I looted that treasure on top of the boxes while I swung. So there's going to be quite a bit of traps going on here. There's also some secrets that you tend to find. Actually, this might be one right here. If you have an explosive material, you can use it to open that up. I believe this is actually explosive material right there. It seemed like that first skeleton attacked the second. I don't know if that actually was how that went down. Hey, and we did find a secret already. Doesn't look like it's trapped. So we just come in and loot as much as we can. I was gonna say, I don't know if looting or breaking open crates is going to give us more loot, but it did seem like that's how it went down. So as you may expect with other roguelike games, HP is hard to come by, so definitely want to avoid taking any more damage in the future. To start, it looks like we're going to be fighting mostly skeletons, which is probably for the best. I don't really remember what else is in this game, aside from a lot of traps. Heels of Rising, I think this might make it so leap one step closer to the heavens, if only just for a moment. You can also buy a new sword. Let me see what this sword does. I've never seen it before. In fact, I was reading some patch notes, and it seems that enemies struck by this blade shall be stupefied by lightning. Okay, we got a lightning sword. It has been updated since the last time I played, but that was many years ago now. The update that I was reading, the patch notes, were in 2019. Okay, so I think I remember how to deal with the traps now. You want to trigger them with the trap, or trigger them with the whip first. And then as they go down, you can... Yeah, okay. So as they go down, you can walk through. Alright. That is an explosive barrel, of course. One thing about this game that I remember for sure is these levels get pretty expansive. You don't need to search everything. But if you want all the gold, it definitely seems wise to do so. No trap there. Trap's down there, though. Got a armless skeleton seeking to chase us down. And by chase us down, I mean ram us. So you may be wondering what the point of using the whip in battle is. I think the whip is more for traversal and utility. Because as I mentioned, it doesn't really do damage. But you can tend to whip things to you and then throw them on enemies, as well as, of course, whipping gold, so you don't have to platform to get to them. Otherwise, the whip just stuns an enemy, as you can see. I didn't expect that enemy to get up. I don't know why, but I didn't. I don't know if this sword does more damage or if it just stuns enemies. It seems like it just kind of stuns. Yeah, as I mentioned, there's some new stuff since the last time I played, and as I also mentioned, it's been quite a number of years since the last time I played. Trying to... You got a bit of a timing going with the whip. You use it, and it takes a bit of, like a half second for it to actually be used. There's also a bit of verticality with these games, or with this game, I should say. You tend to find some secrets. Actually, I found a secret right now behind this sand waterfall. I guess it's not a waterfall. I guess behind the sand fall. You find a bunch of gold, and you may notice at the top of the screen it actually shows you towards the exit of the level, if I remember correctly. I don't know if that's on by default, or if it's just something that happened during this run. I don't know. I don't think there's a map in this game. Daduso the Sellsword, we can summon a companion, but I think we're good for this level. We're actually probably almost done it if I had to guess. This floor. So we likely don't want to spend money unless we need to. I don't know what the heck just happened there. I guess we got a new item in that chest. Can I check my journal? I can, but I don't know if it'll say what... Oh, we do have... It does show what we have equipped. Leap of Stumbling. Upon landing from a great height, the ground should tremble and enemies fall. And then I just want to read these. Links of propulsion. Your enemies will be flung back. Okay, that's my whip. Oh, I think maybe I unequipped my other boots, or maybe I didn't buy them? I don't know. roguelikes tend to have, you know, some systems that you don't necessarily understand at first and need to play a bunch to figure out. And even though I have many hours in this game, like I said a few times now, it's been quite a few years. I guess I shouldn't have triggered the trap. I should just let him trigger it. And then once you get to the end of the level, I don't know if it's always like this, but I do remember that you can buy HP from a genie, and you can also use your lamps in order to have maybe a better chance at a genie item, or like a better quality genie item. Now you may notice in the top right corner there is an hourglass that's ticking down, and if I remember correctly, this game is timed. So I don't remember what happens at the end of the timer, and in fact I probably should have just let it tick down for a moment just to see. But we went through this level within 8 minutes. It's probably an 8-minute timer on that first floor. You can notice here there's a little pips displaying your progress, as well as any boons or blessings you may have. And then every 3 floors there is a boss, and you can also save and quit at the end of a floor. Sometimes these runs get a little long, if I remember correctly. I'm stuck. Hello? I'm stuck? Okay. Oh. Okay, that was weird. There's a crouch slide mechanic. That's good to remember for sure. I wonder if you can slide over traps. I don't know if I want to test that out. Heels of Rising. Kopesh of Teeth. I heard a weird noise. I wanted to see if there was something in there. We don't know what the Kopesh of Teeth is. I imagine it's a new blade, but since we already have one, we'll just buy these Heels of Rising. We have a higher jump now, and in fact that synergizes with our stamp ability, because now it means that anytime we... Don't know what that chicken does. I really don't remember that. I just threw the fire at the ghostly chicken. We got some new enemies. They appear to be handwalkers, I guess I'll call them. They have no legs. So yeah, one thing about this game for sure is you want to potentially have an item in your hand so you can throw it at enemies rather than having to get close and swipe with your sword. That said, as I mentioned previously, there are a lot of different, quite a handful of different characters, such as that skeleton character with the crossbow, who may make things a little bit easier. That was pretty bad damage right there. I just let him walk up to me and you know, spit all over me. So this is another trap here, this genie. I noticed these bombs on the floor, so I was looking to see if I could maybe find a secret. And you may notice as well on the top part of the screen that arrow was pointing behind us for a moment, but I guess we traversed enough in this direction where now we can go to the level exit going this route instead. There, like I said, these levels get pretty big. There are multiple paths for how you want to approach it. That enemy died to the trap. I very much appreciate when enemies play by the same rules you do. Having to deal with traps makes things a little bit easier. I'm gonna say, is this room empty? That doesn't seem right. I almost triggered that trap right next to me. This high jump and ground pound synergy seems pretty good. So I guess the skeletons without arms tend to try to ram you down, whereas the normal looking skeletons try to just melee you standard. I think I picked... Yeah, I'm picking up equipment there, but I don't actually know what they are because it's not popping out. Let's check out the journal again. We got Soul of Ice. A cooling power resides within you so that even the chill of ice has no effects. So we're immune to ice, I think. And what else do we get? Braid of the Vines, which we saw earlier in the shop. What about the Fool's Cloth? Okay, so that's just standard chest equipment you likely can find. Another piece if you play long enough, have a decent enough run. And maybe it'll give you some upgrades, who knows? But yeah, you want to loot as much as you can within the time limit. We're about halfway through this time limit of this level. Don't quite know what this is. Thankfully, my stomp attack doesn't seem to explode things around me. Probably for the best. I don't know what just happened there. But I sure broke that thing. Oh wow, I knocked it back straight over the trap. It seems I can't knock it over this the side. What is this? Wait, can you press J on enemies? You can. They're called half-mans. Walking on its hand, this tormented creature emits a scathing blast of sand when close. Interesting. Can I do with this guy? Accursed Guardian. I'm not going to read that. I was just curious. It's kind of interesting that you can press J on enemies and figure out what they are all about. Okay, he waltzed into that trap and took him out. There's a secret right here. This man appeared to be guarding it. And speaking of appeared to be guarding it, we have another guardian here. Accursed Guardian. Lots of money. As usual, now we have over 1,000. Definitely be interesting to see what we can procure from these genies, the shopkeepers. And speaking of, we have Athiz the Swindling. This is a gambling genie. I don't really remember what this does. Fools who gamble with Athiz should expect disappointment most of the time. A wish will bring forth rare relics and an improved chance of success. So we can use a genie wish, is what the lamp icon signifies. We just got 110 gold. It seems we spent like 200 to make that happen, so we just got a little bit of our money back. Which certainly could be worse. I imagine, anyway. This room seems a little worrying, but it actually may just be nothing. Oh, we got another shop over here. This appears to be the other half of the map, maybe. We are running low on time. That man just waltzed into that trap. Lots of enemies back there. I'm just trying to see if there's any secrets. Because secrets are worth going to look for, but not necessarily risking damage along the way. There's a lot of enemies back there, and like I kind of just alluded to, I don't think I want to mess with any of that. But there are bombs on the floor, which is why I was looking around. So we can buy insurance. Just say you cannot take your wishes to the next world. Zyboff, at least in part, disagrees. For a wish, Zyboff will guarantee your heir an even greater share of your inheritance. So that just is a way of saying if you die after you buy insurance, you can give some of your money to your next run, which may or may not be all that useful, especially if you win said run. Does it still work? I don't quite know. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, it seemed like there's something back here. This man was guarding this chest. Oh, I didn't loot the chest. Hopefully my erratic movement is not too crazy for y'all, because this is a first-person game. I know it's a little difficult sometimes to track what's going on. I want to J this chicken. I don't know what the chicken does. Puzzling fowl. Somehow dragged in the city's curse, this bird creates a distracting spectacle when thrown. Okay, that is good to know. And we are at the end of the level. Again, though, now is the time to consider the idea of exploring a little bit more, seeing what else you can find. Theoretically find some secrets. I know I said I wasn't going to go back here, but now that I know that is the end of the level, we can easily make our way back there. You want to make it, you know, get as much good stuff going early in the game as possible. There actually is a secret wall over there. Is there a bomb nearby? I don't know what this enemy is. Oh, it's just another type of accursed guardian, it seems. He just looks a bit different. Maybe they're a bit more aggressive. Let's see what this shop has. Ring of Attraction's pretty good. We already have the Soul of Ice and the Lash of Reach. What does this do? Cunning Weave extends the painful influence of your lash, so it just makes it so my whip is more range. That doesn't seem that useful to me. So we're going to get the attracting thing, which makes gold automatically come to you. So we are running out of time. Just ticking down. I want to see if I can maybe get to this secret, but at the same time, I don't remember necessarily what happens. I guess I should have waited. I'm going to try it anyway, get a little bit greedy. Blow up this secret passageway over here with this bomb in my hand. Oh, I wonder if that is maybe... Uh-oh. I wonder if this is the thing that we should be worried about. It seems to be the case. It does seem like you are always running, like I said. I think maybe I said this anyway, but there's an option to make it so you never walk. I did take a half damage there, I'm assuming from the fireball that is chasing us. But it seems like if you do a slide and then jump out of it, you seem to get a bit more speed. Okay. I'm becoming very aware of the head bob in this game, especially while sliding and stomping. I wonder if that is an option, but I didn't see it. Let's go to the next floor. So, like I said, there is a boss on this floor, but also this is a standard floor as well, so you have to do a bit more exploration and you know, killing, I guess. We can encounter a new type of enemy over there. There are archers, which are going to be a bit of a pain for sure. And try to stun lock both of them. Ah, it did not happen that way. One got out of my stun a bit faster than I expected. Don't know why this gold is not being attracted to me. I guess at that time it worked. Okay, I wanted to see. I noticed the little icon had legs. I think this might be the boss actually in that little area. So it seems like if you target the egg, I almost called them eggs. If you target the legs deliberately, you can trip enemies, and you notice the gold slowly made its way towards me. That would be the attraction item that we picked up. Seems pretty useful. So we don't want to mess with enemies that we don't need to necessarily. Didn't think that enemy was alive, but I wanted to double check. It seems like a pretty good setup for a run so far, as I kind of alluded to a couple times now. Having high jump and ground pound together. That seems unwise to step on. Yes, so there is actually the boss right there. Don't really remember what's going on with this boss. Oh, okay, actually, I think I do remember what's going on with this boss. So, you want to whip as much as you can these glowing orbs, and then it'll lower its shield. Oh, okay, and then it actually does damage as well. I guess I can look at the journal as well. The Grand Sorcerer, once a leader of all Magi, now doomed by her decision to protect only herself. These orbs, of course, are homing. I think I need to hit her probably one more time. And that is indeed how that went down. So you have to kill the boss on these floors in order to progress. So now that we've done so, the arrow is going to point towards the exit as it has been previously. We've got a couple bombs here. Keep those in mind in case we find a secret. A breakable wall. Lots of enemies down there. What is this? Oh, there's a breakable wall right behind us. Oh, yes. Okay, so Ikoref the Keeper is a special type of genie where you can give him items for your next run. Oh, that was a little scary. I jumped right onto that pitfall trap. And then there's a secret wall back here as well. I think you can damage yourself with these items, so need to be careful of that for sure. Having that attraction item is really handy, so you're not wasting time pressing E on every single item you see. Let's grab this and throw it onto that. Pretty good way of dealing with these enemies. I had a feeling there's an enemy back here. I thought I heard him laughing. We picked up something new there. Let's check out our equipment. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the icons here. It would be really nice if it did, but this game has been out and finished for a number of years now, so I likely will not get another update. This charmed flame will light your way. Not quite sure what that means. That is the item that we picked up, it seems. Just do a quick run through of this area, see if there's any more treasure. We do have quite a bit of money now, to the point where we should probably be on the lookout for some shops. Can't remember if there's more or less important shops we may find. Also don't remember how to get more wishes, the additional currency. Nothing in here, right? Yeah, nothing. That was unwise, but it worked. I think I jumped right over the trap. It seems like maybe the blue enemies have 3 HP and the red enemies have 2. Okay, that didn't work as planned at all. We also have another mage here. That archer fell directly into the pitfall trap. I wonder if these mages cannot be tripped because they look like they might be floating. Probably shouldn't aggro every single enemy. Okay, I wasn't sure if that icon signified anything important. It signified, hey, there's a genie trap here. Not all the genies are on your side. Now we're just walking backwards, unfortunately, and we're taking damage too. Something you don't want to be doing. We're running out of time, so we should probably just head to the exit. There is a type of genie. I'm not quite sure if it's the trap genie or if it's otherwise another type. But you can make the genies that are not on your team start firing towards the enemies instead of you. Uh-oh. Okay, I saved myself there. Thankfully, the pitfall traps you can sort of climb your way out of, even if you sort of fall in. I think we're actually at the end of the level, if I imagine. Let's gamble, since we have so much money. This takes a bit of time. We got the element of surprise, which I imagine meaning if we hit an enemy while they're not aware of us, we'll do some extra damage. Not gonna ask how a skeleton can laugh without lungs. And now we're on to the next biome at the end of this floor. Let me take a sip of water. Not quite sure we'll do the whole run here, because as I said, these runs can get a little long. And now we have a new type of mechanic as well, and we can also disable all the traps, which, you know what, I'm gonna do. So I think this new type of mechanic means you have to hit the eyeball and then the door opens up. There's an eyeball door. So much for the element of surprise. Oh, okay, that was very dumb. I just meleeed an explosive pot. New type of throwable there. I'm not quite sure what that did. Maybe it cursed some enemies to take more damage. Again, if you really want to know, you can press J on everything, which is more than you can say about a lot of different roguelike games. Also, I did kind of mention this prior. There's a bit of verticality in these games. You might find treasure along the walls. We got a genie. An evil genie, and it seems like he's not having any of our crap. Oh, he's summoning enemies, so we can potentially use a wish on him, which we might do right here. I tried anyway. I don't think I was close enough. There we go. So now the genie is on our team, and he's gonna summon creatures for us, which seemed a little wise right here. Unfortunately, we are at half of HP. As I kind of have been mentioning, HP is hard to come by. I think we can only get it from shops. Cudgel of Refutation. We have the Sword of Antar. Needle of Tears. Fast as a viper, but the wounds only run half as deep. I've only had this one time. What is that? Oh, it's a new type of sword, which is pretty quick, but I guess it does half damage. What about this? The club will send your enemies flying even as it damages them. Whatever, we'll buy that too. In fact, let's use a wish and see what happens here. Charm of Vitality. That's the only thing we can buy because we have everything else. We got an extra HP container, so we are not so close to death anymore. And we have these green spirits following us as well for now. I imagine it won't hang out for too long. Oh, okay. Thankfully we turned off traps because that was a trap right there that we just kind of walked right in front of. You can hear it trying to trigger despite being turned off. There's an enemy down there. We don't necessarily need to go down there. It just kind of slid for no reason. I do think that we are doing like double damage or something every time we hit an enemy from behind, or rather when they're not in combat. About halfway through our time on this level. Gotta pick up the pace a little bit maybe. Oh, I just hurt my own enemy. I think because we wished the one genie, now all the genies on this floor are on our team. You hear the trap triggering in the distance because we walked in front of it. Oh, okay. I guess I should have whipped her before I approached. Right. Yeah, but I quite enjoyed my time with this game. I only beat it like once or twice, and it took quite a while. The game doesn't develop that much more beyond what you've already seen here. There are, of course, certainly many new types of traps and enemies. But most of the gameplay, you will always have a whip in your left hand and a weapon in your right. And you're going to be wanting to use throwables and avoiding traps. It's just the theme of the game. And speaking of the theme of the game, it's pretty interesting. You don't see this type of... Oh, all those enemies fell because I jumped on the ground. It seems like as long as you keep jumping, you might be pretty safe from any melee enemies in particular. And I guess because we wished on the previous genie that this genie also has a new type or upgraded things to buy. What is the Flame of Sight? Use this torch to light your way or set enemies ablaze. Let's buy this Strip of Ignition, as I figured it's a fire whip. So now and we can also get our old whip back if we want to. But yeah, now enemies will take damage over time after you whip them. Seems pretty good. Every time I walk in front of those traps. Oh my gosh, taking bad damage here. Letting my guard down a little bit. Could you imagine if I didn't disarm the traps on this floor? I'd be dead by now. So I want to say the exit is right through this door. It seems correct to me to assume. I just jumped over that fireball, but not the second one. That's unfortunate. We have 1 HP left. And by 1, I mean half a heart. Next time we get hit, it'll be curtains for our run. And probably for the video. Not much else up here. Oh, that's a trap. It's a trap. Can I press J on it? I cannot. So sometimes you'll find chests that are have bones inside. Good thing I reacted. I'm not quite sure what purple would do to us, but I don't really want to find out. And we're on to the next floor. So as I mentioned, you saw the previous boss was a magician type. There are a number of bosses, but I believe they are always the same. Okay, we got a new type of trap here. So if I remember correctly, the next boss might be an archer, I want to say. I'm just going to buy these all. Oh, we can only buy one at a time? Oh, was that like a reroll that we bought? I don't even know. Bracelet of the Phoenix. Withstand the ravages of fire when adorned with this subtle trinket. Okay. and the Sands of Time. I imagine this just gives us more time. Second chance, but one that leaves you only barely better than dead. Okay, so this actually is a second life. And we have so much money that I guess I'm gonna buy it and make this run go a little bit longer than I expected. Like I kind of mentioned, I don't expect us to win. This game is rather difficult, especially the final boss. Oh, we just picked up a new whip. Oh, it's the same whip that we had previously. So yeah, as a roguelite in general, this game is pretty, I don't want to say bare bones, but it doesn't have the most replayability. You probably, like I had, get like maybe 10 hours out of this game. I don't like those spinning traps. And then I think this is also a trap as well. Vines of Entanglement. Oh yeah, okay, so this actually just slows you down. New type of trap on this floor. And we have a shop. This is a nice little vantage point up here. Just kind of setting everything on fire that I can. Looks like that mage burned to the left. Is there another type of thing we can throw down? Throwing items are very useful in this game because you don't really have, unless you're the one character with a ranged attack, you don't really have any ranged options as a standard character. The rest of the characters do not. And in fact, one of the characters I believe is maybe melee only. There's the genie character. I don't remember what's so special about them. I think they might have more HP and slightly better damage, but maybe they don't have a whip. I don't remember. But yeah, each character has a little bit of a variant. I actually, now that I think about it, there's that throwing knife character as well. Add some nice replay value to the game. But you will see a lot of very similar items as you play. So while there is going to be variety in builds, you might find yourself preferring having the flame whip at all times, among other situations. So it seems like maybe this genie, or these genies, are still summoning for us for now. I don't know if that's gonna last for this whole section of the floor. I noticed there's gold up there, but I don't really want to get a bit closer to have to get that gold, you know? Oh, a new type of enemy. It's a big boy. I did make quick work of him. He's standing right next to a trap, thankfully. I don't know what that item I threw did. The stealth attack seems to work pretty effectively. This is not the way to go, but we have double genies in this room, so we're actually clearing out the enemies without really doing anything, which means we may be safe to check out what the genies here have. That is the bank genie. I like that we can knock down our own friends. This is a shop genie, though. Let's check out this mage. Slowly burned to death, it seemed. Can only have one charm of vitality, it seems. Can I buy another? No, it's not letting me. I really like that they're just slowly walking through these vines while set on fire. We are heading towards the exit, I'm sure. More traps up there. We haven't really seen any more secrets on this biome, the garden floors. Oh, that was very dumb. I thought that man would be dead. That is not how that went down. I wonder if they have more HP because they're more armored. We can buy insurance. Sure, why not? I don't know what I'd want insurance for. I guess, of course, more money for the next run. Jumping into rooms is rather dangerous sometimes, but it seems like we're okay. I don't know if that was a sneak attack or not. Yeah, I had a feeling if you targeted the fireball, it would get sent back to the magician that casted it. I think this is probably the end of the floor here, so Let us go and see. These spinning pillar traps are rather deadly. It's hard to tell when you'll be safe to go. I got like my army of ghostly skeletons behind me. Oh, there's another charger enemy, I think, here. Got a cage on his head. I think he actually just took himself out by touching the trap. It does seem like you move quite a bit faster once you're in the air using your whip. And we're going to be about the halfway point of this run. We have to defeat the gatekeeper, of course. I was gonna say, this room seems awfully empty to start, but I guess it's just because enemies are hiding. Oh, we got a big boy here, but I think we knocked him down, then hit him from behind. That's a trap. That's a trap. Again, don't know what purple trap does. Pressing J on it doesn't seem to do anything. So I'm assuming the boss is over there, because that's where the arrow is pointing. I don't know if it's worth our time going this direction. I'm gonna assume probably not. Oh! Almost got hit there. Just being slow at reacting. Oh, okay, that man did a jump attack on us. We gotta get to the next boss, at least. So no dying to this mage. But that's exactly how that went down. So now we're at the start of this floor again. The time has not gone back. Meaning, any time we wasted before death is still wasted. I don't like that she can just knock me back like that. Another caster or two over here. That's scary. I'm just gonna try to slowly burn them to death, because I don't want to get close. Let's go see if we can find the boss. No traps here. Oh, speaking of finding the boss, we have found it. And I thought we just immediately died. No, we did. So that is an archer boss. It makes clones of itself. And then at the end of every run, you gain experience, you rank up, you unlock more items, you unlock more characters. I believe needs to play quite a bit to unlock all the characters. Let's go back to the menu real quick. Again, just show off the characters. This character starts with a spear rather than a sword. This character starts with throwing knives and more HP or something. Weaker than other rivals, but faster on their feet. Throw a knife. When empty, press left or R to equip a new set of knives. So it's kind of like you have to reload your knives. And then the Hellion, hardier than other rivals but slower moving. Press and hold left click to charge a lunging punch. And then, of course, the crossbow skeleton, which I don't even know if you can get a crossbow with other characters. I think this might be a special character in that regard. But yeah, I had quite a bit of fun playing City of Brass many years ago, and I wanted to show it off for y'all, so if that seemed like your jam, be sure to check it out on the Epic Game Store. It is free for this week as of this recording. And if you enjoyed the video, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!